What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Suarez Family Brewery, and they're out of Livingston, New York, and this is their Palatine Pils. So they're calling this one a German-style Pilsner that comes in at 4.9% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed, time of review. This can is just under 2 months old. So believe it or not, I've never had a beer from Suarez. Not that I've not reviewed a beer, I've never had a beer, period, from Suarez, and I've heard so many good things about them over the years. I thought that their distribution didn't exist. We certainly almost never see anything here in the Buffalo, New York area, but apparently you can order their stuff off their website and have it delivered. If you're in New York, I believe, it's Pennsylvania, and I think Maryland, and I had no idea. Until I looked up this beer because I grabbed it. A local bottle shop went towards Albany. They picked up some fines, and I think they went to Suarez and picked up some beer and brought it back. So I was able to grab a couple cans, but I might have to order some stuff off of their website going forward. Silly me. I guess I just don't know what I'm doing. You guys know this already. Anyway, so this is their house Pilsner, they call it. It's supposed to be like a German-style Pils. And yeah, I'm looking forward to giving it a go. So let's crack it open, get in the glass, and see what we got going on. I've really been looking forward to trying them out. So I thought I would start with, one of their, I guess, I won't say most famous, but readily available beers. They try to have this on tap, they say, all the time at the brewery. And I also picked up their State Pils, which is a all New York State ingredient Pilsner. So I thought that would be fun to review maybe in a couple weeks. Anyway, yeah, it has a very soft, gentle haze to it, but I can see my fingers through there. My hand has this nice, soft, golden yellow color. Looks really nice. Looks like a Pilsner should. Decent carbonation. Had about a half finger of a bright white soap sudsy looking head that is kind of still there. I mean, it's dissipating slightly, but not as much as I thought. We'll swirl it back up and get a nose. Yeah, it smells awesome. So it has, the maltiness you want from this. It has that nice grainy sensation. It has a crackery, biscuity kind of malt character, Cheerio-esque as well. It's a little bit of like a red apple core fruitiness, a lemon zest. Then it has a nice, I would say, more leaning towards like a grassy kind of spiciness from the hops. Maybe a little bit herbaceous, but more of a grassy spiciness. It just smells like a well-made German Pilsner. Nothing more, nothing less. Maybe a little bit. I mean, now I went back and I'm getting that lemon and like that red apple core, maybe even a white pear is kind of ramped up a little bit. If you look on their website, they strictly say this is a German-style Pils, but I feel like they're going to have like their influence on it. Like a lot of German-style Pils here in America, breweries will put their like touches on them. But I don't know. I think this smells pretty close to how a German Pils should smell. It smells super crushable. Let's get into it. Prost, everyone. It's beautiful. It's a great German Pils. .9% is a straight up medium body on it. I like that. The medium body. It's still light enough where it's refreshing and crushable, but it has a little bit more heft, so it's not watery. The mouthfeel, while being crisp and having a moderate carbonation on the palate, it's a little bit softer than I'm accustomed to the style. Just a little bit softer, maybe like lower side of moderate carbonation. It has a smoothness to it, a softness to it that really plays beautiful with the body itself. The taste, I would say this is where maybe the slight American touch comes on it. There's a little bit more bitterness than I think should be here, just a little bit more. Then again, I know German Pils, they can fluctuate, but forefront, pretty much what I said in the nose carries over. It has a big, crackery, biscuity, almost bready malt character, dives underneath the palate with you the entire way. After that, I get more of a lemon zest, transitioning to a red apple core, white pear, something in that realm, right in the middle of the palate. There's a slight sulfur thing going on from the lagering, very clean beer. On the back of the palate, though, that's where the hops kind of come in. And again, it's grassy, it's spicy, and it's herbaceous. And it finishes with a moderate bitterness, semi to full-on dry finish, but a moderate bitterness. This leans like 60-40 in terms of the bitterness to the sweetness. And that's where I like a lot of German Pils for me can be very well balanced. Sometimes they lean a little bit more bitter or maybe a little bit more sweet. It all depends on the brewery. And, you know, a lot of breweries here in America do whatever they want a lot of times, even though they'll say, hey, here's a German-style Pils. And is it true to the style? Sometimes it's not. I feel this is pretty true to the style, but it has a little bit more bitterness than I shouldn't say that should be here, but that like what I'm kind of looking for. Just a tad bit more bitterness. But it's really easy to drink. I think I could definitely down a couple cans of this, because when I'm talking about the bitterness, I'm not talking like a, you know, like a old school, you know, just palate wrecking, crazy high bitterness from like a West Coast IPA or something insane, right? I'm just saying skosh more bitterness than I would like to see from the style. That said, it's really well done. Absolutely no off flavors. I really dig the fruitiness middle of the palate, and I could drink a lot of these. And I think what really works for me is I think that slightly softer mouthfeel just plays so well with the body that it makes for an enjoyable sip every single time I go back. Really good. I don't think it's my favorite German-style Pils, or even like Pils brewed by an American brewery. Even if you don't want to call it a German-style Pils and just say American Pils, or just say Pils like they do, Palatine Pils. They're not saying specifically what it is, but they do say it on their website. Anyway, I think this is pretty good. This is a good first impression from Suarez for me, and I knew it was going to be. I mean, you know, they get, I won't say they get a lot of hype, but they're highly talked about when it comes to like a lot of these old world styles, a lot of these lager styles. They just, people know about them. So anyway, Palatine Pils from Suarez. I am going to give this a low 4.25 out of 5 and go 4.15 out of 5. I do honestly think if it wasn't for that body and mouthfeel really just doing it for me, this would probably be like a high 4, probably like a 4.05 or a 4.1, but I'll kick it up into the low 4.25 range just because. Really, do you need, I guess they need the music that loud. I hope that comes off on camera, because even the cans behind me are shaking and making noise. Anyway, 4.15 out of 5. Price point availability, here's where, and I say this for so many of these, again, I don't want to say hype, but well-known and well-established breweries that are doing these lager styles, they're expensive. On their website, $18 a 4-pack. I paid $5 for that can, so just a little bit of a markup here for a single can. Is that worth for $5 a can? No, it's not worth $5 a can for me. However, if you were in Livingston or the Hudson, New York, or the area in which they reside, and you're a local supporter of the brewery, you have no problems picking up some local beer, supporting the brewery, and having a good time. But when you see this on the shelf and it's $5, maybe you can get a local Pilsner for, you know, $2.50 a can or something. It's tough to shell out the money for something like this over maybe your local brewery that does it just as well. So yeah, it's a bit pricey. I'll occasionally buy their stuff, and like I said, if I do like any kind of online order on their website, I'll probably share the cans, you know, spread the wealth. I wouldn't just, you know, probably drink them to myself. So yeah, a little bit pricey, but again, value is in the eye of the beholder. Everybody's gonna have a different take. I know many people who would pay $18 a 4-pack wouldn't even blink twice, and other people who would tell you to fuck off with that price. So at the end of the day, buy it if you want. Don't if you don't want to. That's how it works. And availability, I already talked about that at the beginning of the review. I don't think they get outside of New York State, outside of the shipping. But maybe you do. Maybe you see them in PA. Maybe you see them down in Maryland. I have no idea. I just know in here in Buffalo, you rarely see them, but I can order them off the website. So anyway, if you've had this one before, or anything from Suarez, let me know. Post in the comments section. Again, I have one more beer from them that I'll be reviewing in the next couple of weeks or within the next month, and I look forward to it. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. 4.9%. You can't taste it. Didn't think I would. Anyway, cheers, prost to the next one.